Everything that we do around here is about building a community that is rooted in Jesus Christ.
St. Peter's is a place where I'd like to say we kind of meet people where they are. I'd say it's a place where we try to love on one another and look after one another.
St. Peter's is very community-oriented, and it does feel like a family.
The church is built on a community that are profound believers in Jesus Christ. And most of all, I take seriously that to follow Jesus means to love your neighbor.
You know, for better or worse, a church takes on the character of its senior leadership. And community, a real sense of connectedness, is a huge value in my life. And that's a real value for St. Peter's because we're in a growing suburban area. It's the fastest growing area in the state for people coming from outside the state. They have no sense of connection, no sense of rootedness, no sense of, neighbors.
I think that St. Peter's has been great because, yes, it's really made moving here feel like home to us.
People participate. People want to come. They enjoy being together. I know it's the mission of the church to reach the unchurched, but I think it's also the heart of the people in the church.
What we do here is we love God and we love others, and if we can just kind of go after those two little pieces, it can be huge for our lives.
The moment that I walked into St. Peter's, I knew that that's where I wanted to be. Both of my kids were like, Mom, this is where we want to be. They're 3 and 5, went through a really bad divorce a couple years ago. You kind of feel like you're carrying a black cloud, and you're alone, and you're a single mom, and you have these 2 babies, and you're working 45 hours a week. And I had somebody tell me one day, they were like, you need to slow down and let us help you raise these kids. And I thought, wow, I haven't even heard that from a family member. I find these women now as my sisters and my mothers, and if I need somebody, I pick up the phone. And it's the first time in my life that's been easy for me. Now, that's God moving in my life as well, but it's this church, I know it.
St. Peter's is a new church with an exciting story of what God can and will do with people like you and like me. And because the heart of our church is always to build up and reach out, we have quickly come to a moment in our young life when we need some more tools for this growing work that God has given us. One of the things that we need is more physical space and more options for ministry during the week. We need a home from which we can worship and grow together. We believe that now is the time to build that home. Our property where we will build is situated in the heart of the fastest growing part of Mount Pleasant. It's easily accessible to everyone in our community, and its very location provides a crossroads for the life and for the people of our community.
If you drive through Mount Pleasant, it's growing. It's growing out this way. There's a massive new hospital out there. There's going to be more neighborhoods. People are moving here. People are coming in, and we want to bring them in because we want to teach them about Christ, but we also want to do life together.
It makes it so much easier just on a practical level to have a home base, to say we're working out of here, this is where our ministries take place, our meetings, and also this is where you can come and have a sanctuary to worship that will hold and house all the people.
People are more open to God. People know they need God more than probably any other time that I can remember. And if people are open and ready, we need to be prepared to be there for God and to do His work. And I think this building right now has an opportunity to change lives like no other time in recent history.
Everybody has to make their own decision about what they can afford and trust God with to build the building.
I think that the people have to feel that this is a community, that we belong to each other. And I think we've got to be willing to sacrifice. We've got to be willing to go beyond what we ordinarily go in order to make this a reality.
And after all, it's not about us, it's about God.
There's been an incredible level of sacrifice and generosity by many that has brought St. Peter's Church to this moment and this opportunity. And I want to thank those of you who have joyfully and sacrificially given. You've made a difference in the lives of many. But now I'm asking our friends and our church family to prayerfully and boldly consider the future and to join with me and our church leadership and to build on what Jesus has been leading us into, to trust in His provision as we step out in faith, and to sacrificially and generously give to our Building Community campaign.